Hi everyone, CeeChronicles here. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new on this channel, my channel consists of mostly fragrance reviews, fashion and lifestyle videos, but I do throw in some vlogs and story times. So if that sounds like something that ticks your boxes, please by all means do consider subscribing and joining the family. And to those who are returning, thank you so much guys for coming back. You are appreciated. Do give me a follow on Instagram. I go by the name CeeChronicles there. Now welcome to part 2 of If You Like. Okay, part 2. I have compiled 20 Tom Ford Lost Cherries inspirations or dupes or fragrances that smell like Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. Now, if you own Tom Ford Lost Cherry, you will know that it is your sweet, almondy, boozy, spicy scent, that is cherry based. And it is popular for a reason. It's actually one of the sexiest fragrances I know out there. One of the most date night appropriate fragrances out there. Now, I have decided to put a compilation list for you so that if you love that fragrance, you can't afford that fragrance, or you just want to know what other options are out there, then you can check this compilation list. But by all means, if you can afford the original, please do go and purchase the original. Now I'm going to start with the number 1, which is obviously from Zara. Zara's Cherry Smoothie is going to be number 1, and that's the elephant out of the room because that is a no-brainer. I have featured this in my video before where I have told you that that fragrance smells almost identical because I do have the Tom Ford Lost Cherry and I've paired that side by side with Zara's Cherry Smoothie, and I can say that you won't be missing much if you purchase Zara's Cherry Smoothie. Number 2 is going to be Kayali Love First Burning Cherry, and this is from Mona. Okay, Love First Burning Cherry 48. I believe that fragrance is at least 80% similar to Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, so you may want to check that out if you don't, or if you haven't. Number 3, which is 50% similar, is Attar Collection. I own that in my fragrance collection. It seems, to me, it fuses between Angel's Share and Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. It's like a fusion of both. So this is why I said it's going to give you 50%. Attar Collection Haltat Night is going to give you a 50% similarity to Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. Max Philip Cherry. Okay, Max Philip Cherry. I'm going to be putting the bottles in case you're not familiar with these fragrances, and some of these fragrances may not be available in your countries or near you, but I have compiled as many as I can so that you can at least get something wherever you are. Max Philip, that's the name of the company. They have a fragrance called Cherry. That is your sour cherry, bitter almond liqueur, plum Turkish roll fragrance. If you read the notes, you know that it's almost identical except for the few and the exclusion of the spices, but it is inspired by Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. Number 5, Bougie Collection. They have a fragrance called Drunk Cherry. Bougie Collection Drunk Cherry. That is also in the same vein as Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. Boho Boko have a fragrance called Wet Cherry. I was watching a review for this fragrance. It is your cherry liqueur and has like lesser spices as compared to Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, and then there is the addition of the strawberry there. It is actually there on Fragrantica, so I did check it out, and if you can access Wet Cherry, it's going to be a fragrance that is going to be very similar to Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, so you may want to check that out if it's available near you. Number 7, Fragrance World. Fragrance World is a fragrance company that I feature a lot on my channel. They just didn't bother with making this covert. They put it out there. They copied the bottle, the lot, the box, the print. You can just by looking at it tell that it is inspired by Lost Cherry, and they called theirs Lush Cherry. Next up is the Dua brand. They have a fragrance called Popped Cherry. It's your jammy, like a triple dose of cherry, and it comes off as jammy and a little boozy. So the Dua brand have a fragrance called Popped Cherry. If you can access that, you may want to try that. Next up is Maison Alhambra Lovely Cherie. This is another one that has all the imprints written there for you to see what it's duping. So this one is a no-brainer. You will probably just by walking in a store or seeing it online, you will know exactly what they're trying to do. Number 10 is a fragrance company called Room 1015. They have a fragrance called Cherry Punk. Cherry Punk is another one that has the similar DNA to Lost Cherry. 11, Paris Corner Pandora Sense Boozy Cherry. I haven't tried this one, but I believe it does have the same DNA, so I cannot speak for the longevity, but just by looking at the bottle, you can tell that that is inspired by Lost Cherry. Now, if you are maybe in the States, dupes, you may want to try Dossier. Dossier is not a new fragrance duping company. They're also on Fragrantica, and I was reading reviews for their Oriental Cherry. It goes for about 49 bucks, you know, versus obviously the $400 that you may want to fork out if you're buying the Tom Ford Lost Cherry. So it really depends on you and where you are geographically. Now, if you're in the United States or you can access Dossier, you might want to try Dossier's Oriental Cherry. Number 13 is going to be Fragranza. This fragrance did its rounds, you know, a while ago, but it was just featured by a few YouTubers because it's not easily accessible. But they have a fragrance called Amarena Cherry, and that fragrance goes for about 50 bucks as well. So, and I believe it's a good one based on the 3 reviews that I watched. That's a good fragrance that is duping Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. So you might want to check that one. Number 14 is going to be Montaigne Perfumes. They have a fragrance called Perfume de Cerise. Perfume de Cerise is your dupe for Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. Be Layered is another fragrance duping company. They have a fragrance called Cherry Delight. You might want to check that one out if you can access it. You might want to buy that one. Victoria's Secret also weighed in and copied the DNA for Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, believe it or not. They have a fragrance called Cherry Delight, so you may want to also try that. Sarah have a fragrance which is similar to, but I don't want to call this one a dupe because I think the Mancera one was there before Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, but it does share like a 50% similarity. Mancera Wild Cherry, I believe that one is 50% similar to Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. Mancera's Wild Cherry is one that's worth checking out. Number 18 is going to be Oksha. Oksha is also a dupe company. I believe their perfumes are maybe about $30 or $40. They all come in the same bottle, so you may want to check out the name. Oksha Sinful is also inspired by Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. 19, which is second from the last, is going to be from Banana Republic. Banana Republic Dark Cherry and Amber is also inspired by Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. The last one is going to be from Federico Mahora. They have one called Pure Royal, and it's the number 900. That is also inspired by Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. So there you have it, guys. 20 fragrances that are inspired by Tom Ford's Lost Cherry DNA. These are going to be, some of them are going to be on the affordable side. Some of them you'd have to think whether you really need them. Some of them are going to help you to avoid you spending or buying the same fragrance twice. But like I say, by all means, go ahead and buy the original if you can afford it. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. Do turn on post notifications. That way you will be notified anytime I upload in a new video. Let's meet in the comment section and discuss more about fragrances. And remember, guys, smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.